Trace Bitmap in Inkscape can turn a high contrast graphic into a vector image in just a few clicks, which is really handy for laser cutting and engraved projects, but that doesn't always mean you're going to get an SVG file that actually does what you need it to do. In this video, I'm going to show you 3 cases where using automatic SVG conversion tools like Trace Bitmap isn't a great solution, because you're going to end up wasting time, sacrificing quality, or limiting what you can do with the SVG image. I'll also tell you what to do instead. Let's get into it. If you're new here, welcome to Laser Focus, where I discuss all things laser cutting and engraving. In my last video, I talked about how high contrast graphics are great candidates for automatic SVG conversion for laser projects. Now, in that video, I focused on Inkscape's free Trace Bitmap tool, but more and more tools can do this and are popping up all over the place, like VectorWitch, Atom AI Make by Xtool, and Vectorizer.io, to name a few. Check out the video if you want to see Inkscape's version in action and learn how to use it. I'll link it below. Let's look at these 3 cases of high contrast images where you're not going to get the best result for what you need. And the last one is especially important if you're using AI generated images. The first case is when you need to turn a hand-drawn design into an actual cut file. I'm using this bracelet design as an example, but the same issue can come up with any drawn designs where the final shape needs to be precise. Now, if you look at this design, it seems like it should be a good candidate for Trace Bitmap, right? It's high contrast, the edges look clearly defined, it doesn't have any shading, the background was clear, and I also removed it. But when I run it through Trace Bitmap, watch what happens. This looks pretty good, right? But when I zoom in, the Trace version has all these little nicks and uneven edges all around the design. Even after adjusting the settings, which I did off screen, this is the best that I could get it to look. Now, for some projects, this might not matter. Like if I was just engraving a hand-drawn sketch onto something, this would be fine. But this is a cut file for a physical product. I need the edges to be clean and smooth so that this actually looks like something worth buying. So this is an example where automatic tracing is just not a good choice. This needs to be perfect. So for a hand-drawn design that needs to be perfect, the better option is going to be to recreate it. So here I built the outer bracelet shape using a combination of shapes and manual tracing, and I manually traced the inner design. This gave me full control over the design and making sure that it looks perfect. It definitely takes a bit longer, but it's pretty simple to do with just a little bit of learning. This is what the next videos in this series are about, so check those out if you're interested in learning this. I'll put links in the description. Using these methods gave me the perfect vector I needed to laser cut these finished bracelets here. So for a hand-drawn product design like this, especially something you want to cut and sell, Trace Bitmap is not going to be a good choice. Doing it manually is going to get you a professional and sellable finished product or part. And the time and energy you have to spend on recreating the design is going to pay itself off when you sell your products, because they are so much higher quality and look so much more professional than if you used an automatic SVG conversion tool. The second case where automatic SVG conversion isn't the best option is with business logos. Now, with this one, my argument against Trace Bitmap isn't about quality. A simple logo is usually going to convert to SVG just fine with these automatic tools if it meets the criteria that we've talked about. So high contrast, defined edges, and all of that. But it won't be a properly structured file, meaning that you aren't going to have all the important elements of it separated out so that you can edit them individually. And if this is your business logo or a logo that you're going to use over and over again, then it becomes a business asset, and I'm a huge believer that it should be flexible. On the other hand, in a well-structured logo SVG file, the text here would be separate from the icon would be separate from this background, these decorative lines would be separated, that kind of thing. This is important for a business because in the long term, you're likely going to need your logo in different ways, and you're going to want a few versions that you can use consistently, but also the flexibility to create new versions when you need them. So for example, this is my logo. You might want a version for your website or for a sign, and then you might want a more compact version for a website tab image or when a square layout is required, like for most social channels. Or you might want a special version that has a little bit of flair for a market or a holiday, or maybe a themed product, for example. So let's take a look at this logo here. It's a perfect candidate for Trace Bitmap. It has high contrast, clear edges, a clean background, not a lot of detail going on. So when I run it through Trace Bitmap, I get a perfectly good SVG. And after saving it as an SVG, I've opened it here in Xtool Studio, where we can see how it works in a laser software environment. So it looks pretty good. I can cut, I can engrave, I can score, I've got clean lines. Another option I have is to go up here to edit compound. And this is where I can do a little bit of editing of different sections, but it's very, very limited and a little bit confusing. So for example, if I wanted to manipulate his eyeball, I can't actually change the size of the eye because it's just manipulating this white part of the eye rather than the actual shape of the eyeball. So there is some capability here, but it's confusing and you're not going to be able to easily change different aspects of it. I can't edit this text. It's just outlines of shapes. So if I want to make a different version or edit things as sections, I'm kind of stuck. I can scale the whole thing, I can move it, and I can edit it at the node level if I really, really want to suffer, but I can't quickly just edit chunks of it. Okay, so what do you do instead? For your business logo, it's better in the long run to recreate the logo using fonts, shapes, and paths. That way, the logo is built from parts that are useful and meaningful, and you define them based on what you need. And so that way, you can turn this into a stacked version from a horizontal version pretty quickly. You can change specific individual sections without rebuilding the whole thing from scratch, and you can use those versions consistently to build a recognizable brand. So Trace Bitmap can be useful for your logo in the short term, but it's not a good long-term solution for a business asset that needs to be versatile. Now moving on to case 3. This one is about AI generated images. So a lot of tools can create images now, and I'm not going to wade into the legal or ethical side of AI generated images here because that is a very deep and complicated rabbit hole. Just make sure you do your due diligence and respect other people's work. What I will get into here is the design aspect. There's something I've been seeing more and more lately as people turn AI generated images into SVGs for their laser projects. Let's look at this champagne flute, for example. At first glance, I think this looks pretty good. It looks like something I should be able to automatically convert from PNG to SVG pretty easily using a tool like Trace Bitmap. It's high contrast, it has a clear background, it really does meet all the criteria. But if we look a little bit closer, there are places where we have these shapes that we can tell should be proper shapes, but they're distorted. So we can see this flower here. We know that it's supposed to look kind of more like this flower, but we can see it's distorted here. And on this side, there's another one of these stars attached to this line here. Here you've got a circle that's attached to a star or flower, and it's kind of weirdly shaped. It's not as symmetric or clean as you know it's supposed to be. Up here, you've got these weird X shapes that are probably supposed to be more like either stars or flowers. So that's one of the issues. The second issue is that because we're dealing with raster images, any small details that look similar enough to known shapes that we can tell that they should be perfect shapes will be too small to convert well. Look at all these little circles. I can tell that they're supposed to be circles, but they aren't going to be perfectly shaped when they convert through image trace. Trace Bitmap is going to turn all of these into blobs. Let's give it a shot. So when I run this through Trace Bitmap, it does create the SVG, but it also traces all these distorted shapes. It's not going to recognize and refine or fix shapes for me. I've tried this with AI SVG conversion tools as well, and the same thing happens. Despite the AI aspect, I haven't seen any options or features that address distorted shapes in SVG conversion. And going back and forth with the AI to try to get it to fix these shapes also hasn't worked consistently or particularly well. Now, as with everything, for some projects, this might be just fine, but if you want the final design to look high quality and less obviously AI generated, automatic tracing isn't going to cut it here, at least not yet. In these cases, it's a better option to identify the parts of the design that need to be proper shapes and then create those parts manually. So for this design, I'd probably keep the shape of the champagne flute and some of the details, but I would recreate all the stars, all the flowers, the circles, and these other things that are supposed to be recognizable shapes with precise and proper vector shapes or paths. And of course, I did just that. I used Trace Bitmap first, and then I replaced all the distorted shapes by manually recreating them. Of course, a lot of these are similar, so copying, pasting, and resizing is your friend here. So in this final version, you can see it still looks like the same design, it's just the non-sloppy version. The quality of anything I make with this design is going to be better than if I had used the original distorted version. So make sure you inspect your AI generated designs before using Trace Bitmap or any other automatic SVG conversion tools. If you see distorted shapes that should obviously be proper recognizable shapes, delete those elements of the SVG and recreate them manually instead. Now you know what to look for. And that's it. Those are the 3 scenarios where Trace Bitmap in Inkscape will not be the most effective solution. You'll have more flexibility and much better quality if you recreate the designs using shapes and fonts and manual tracing. And that's exactly what the next videos in this series are about. So check out the playlist on the screen or see the video links in the description if you want to learn those next.